Earn It, Keep It, Save It Utah builds partnerships to strengthen family financial stability through utilizing the Earned Income Tax Credit, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and asset building programs. The main way we help people keep more of what they earn is through a free tax preparation service. One of the most innovative types of tax preparation is called Virtual VITA. This is a classic application of Virtual VITA to rural taxpayers. But the great thing about Virtual VITA is that it can and should be adapted to meet the needs of local coalitions. This model is great for any clients that have barriers to accessing traditional VITA sites. For example, people with disabilities, overflow at high-volume sites, correctional facilities, areas where volunteers are hard to recruit, and, of course, rural areas. Virtual VITA is designed to bring free income tax assistance to areas that do not have certified tax preparation volunteers. The fundamental difference between traditional VITA and Virtual VITA is that the tax preparation process takes place at two sites. The taxpayer stays close to home at the rural intake site and is connected via internet communications to a certified tax preparer, typically located in an urban area. Matching VITA coalitions interested in reaching out to rural areas with hosting partners in these communities is essential to the success of this program. Let's take a step-by-step look at an example of how this concept works for us in Utah. After scheduling an appointment, in Utah 211 takes appointments, the rural taxpayer take their necessary forms to the intake site at the Utah State University Extension Office in rural Juab County, where they are greeted by a non-certified volunteer facilitator. This is one of the many partners who have helped build Virtual VITA in Utah. The non-certified facilitator has the taxpayer complete required intake forms and check for needed documents just as is done in a traditional site. Then the facilitator scans all of the paperwork and uploads it to a secure document management website. We have used FileWorks, but many other vendors offer the same service. Next, the volunteer takes the taxpayer to a computer where he or she is connected via Skype with the certified preparer at what we refer to as the preparation site. In Utah, we've used Skype because it has been free, but coalitions may have access to other communication systems. Once the communication connection is confirmed, the taxpayer is left to work with the preparer on the tax return. At the preparation site, a certified volunteer such as this one from Zions Bank utilizes two computer screens. On one screen is the TaxWise software used to prepare the return. This screen is shared via Skype with the taxpayer at the rural intake site so that they can be involved as the return is completed. The second screen is used to access the secure document management site so the preparer can get the needed information from intake sheets, W-2 forms, and other documents. The return preparation process is quite interactive as the preparer clarifies questions with the taxpayer, who follows along on the screen to make sure data is entered correctly. When the return is finished, a quality review is completed from the preparation site with the taxpayer. After the quality review is finished, the intake site facilitator is notified that the return is ready to print and the connection with the prep site is closed. The facilitator logs onto TaxWise with an intake site computer and locates the just completed return, then prints a copy for the taxpayer who authorizes e-filings of the return if they desire. The return is then e-filed by the preparation site, which also manages any reject problems. Hopefully, Virtual VITA can make a difference for taxpayers in your community. When time permits at this location, taxpayers are introduced to a number of financial educational opportunities offered through this VITA partner. There are some important things to note about Virtual VITA. The interaction between preparer and taxpayer can be as simple as a phone call, any combination of internet audio, screen sharing, and video connections. Be aware that these options can be limited by bandwidth constraints. Copies of tax preparation documents can be delivered via any secure channel chosen by the local coalitions. Or coalitions may be able to use an elaborate, sophisticated video conferencing system. What's more, the IRS encourages the concept to be applied to any taxpayers who may have difficulty reaching a traditional site. The Earn It, Keep It, Save It Virtual VITA process has enabled hundreds of qualifying rural Utah residents to receive help with their taxes.